Hello, YouTube fans, here again. I'm thinking why not do this one. Classic film from the late 70s, based on the olden times, to say the times of Romans and Vikings, to say more the Roman era. That being Caligula. You can pronounce the word right. Caligula, starring Robin McDowell and Ellen Millen. Had a lot of well-known actors in it. You had Peter O'Toole. You had a lot of other good actors, and they do some good Shakespearean acting in this. If you're into good acting, there you go. But however, if you're into an excuse to show tits, ass, fads, porn, this is the film. This is the film. Now we all know that Caligula is based on a true story. There was a guy in the Roman era. It was nothing more, nothing less than a dictator. And the real Caligula, if they made a real story and they wanted an excuse to make it into pornography, like what this film is, it would have been banned. Straight away, hands up, it would have been fucking banned because the real Caligula was an out and out evil bastard. Look up the history of what he did. Look up the history of what he got up to. And you will see what I mean by it would have been banned if it was spot on in accurate of what the real Caligula was like. I know some of it's made up, but it's just stews, it's all tits, it's all nudity. And for people who may or may not know this, when the film came out, they made an hardcore version of the film. I chose the hard one has been trimmed down over the years and now got the soft version. I'm not boasting the boast, I have seen the hard one myself. And basically all they've done is to spastic hardcore pornography to try and heighten the movie Caligula, which is kind of sad really because I think Robin McDowell does a good performance as a character Caligula. I think Ellen Millen, very good actors in that era, still is a good actress, very attractive in that golden era. And you've got a lot of really good acting. I mean, it's based on the Roman era. It's based on the Roman era. So you get a start up where a very long Robbie McDowell is getting up to Humpty Dumpty with this girl. He wants to get engaged to her. And he gets voted up higher up as the Roman era. This was the era does where you feed people to the lions and all this, and it do show a lot of torture in this film. Believe me, this film is not for the faint-hearted. There's a bit where someone's tied up, they feed him alcohol, they cut his stomach open, he spills blood everywhere, no one's cheering like it's something to be happy about. There's a bit where they've got these people and they're buried, right? They're buried, and they've got their heads in the floor. They've got this machine with a spike on it and it's moving across and it's cutting heads off here, there, everywhere. And Robbie McDowell's cheering, yeah, and lots of heads are getting cut off. I've got to admit though, there's some beautiful artistic scenes in the film. I can definitely see how this film is done properly in that golden era. The way it's done, the way it's sort of, if it wasn't so cheaply done and it wasn't done so an excuse for bonking and nudity, this would be a really beautiful artistic film. It would be a beautiful artistic film. I like the acting of Aaron Millen. There's a bit where he's trying to have his wicked way with him. I'm not going to say what position he tries to have it away with Aaron Millen. I leave that for your own imagination. He tries to have his wicked way. Aaron Millen's not having it. She wants him to break up with his wife in order for her to marry him. If I remember rightly, his first wife dies and he's crying like a fucking baby and he's got her in his arms. And you do get a lot of classic, music like da 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 da, and you got all that sort of music, really over the top, dramatic music. But I feel in that era it kind of went with that sort of film. You know what I mean? It's the Roman era. I get it, but it's like I said, the real Caligula. If you read the biography, I'm not going to tell you what he did. Some of the things he did was so fucking evil. It'll make you want to throw up Dado. But I do think Robbie McDowell does a pretty good performance as Caligula. And it's like I said, they did an hardcore version with hardcore porn spiced in. And there's bits in there I won't say what's shown in the hardcore porn, but you get it. If you've ever seen hardcore porn, you know what I'm on about. And like I said, there's lots of bonking, there's lots of nudity, and it's kind of the same way because you do get some good actors. You've got Peter O'Toole, and I said his name already, very good actor, and you can see he's trying to do his best as an actor. You've got other good actors, a lot of good Shakespearean actors, and the really, can't have the word right, the really, I'm down to do the divo in the acting, in the performance, and everything. But what kind of spoils it is, it's just an excuse. I'm going to repeat myself. There's all tits, bus, arse, bonking. That's all it is. Now, I do know the Roman era, that's what they did. It's history. They had it away with women. They had parties. What makes fucking pornography look like a fucking comic book. And there was a lot of incest, a lot of murder, a lot of the sons murdering the father so they can become the next fucking king. It happened. It's like there's a scene in it where Robbie McDowell kills, I can't remember if it is Peter O'Toole or another well-known actor. He kills his father in order to inherit to become the next king, and it just kind of shows that way he smothers him. And like I say, it's history, it happened, I get it. But again, you do get a lot of torture in it. There's a bit where someone's upside down and they slice him and there's blood sturting out. And again, Robbie McDowell's laughing like a fucking, like he's on coke. And it's just too much violence. It's a lot of blood, a lot of gore. But I get it. It's that error. It's based on that error. So it gets to near the end, and whether it did happen this way or not, I had to look at my history. But what happens is, someone who he thinks is close to him, and someone who he thinks is his mate, walks up to Caligula, stabs him, if I remember right there. All the soldiers run out, wipe everyone out. I think they kill Aaron Millen. I think they kill all the other soldiers. They kill everyone who's close to our main man. And then they take over. Whoever killed Caligula, I'm assuming he takes over as the next king. It shows Caligula lying down dead like that. And then it ends like that with the same classical music than how it started. And I didn't really mind it for what it was. But at the same time, I can definitely see why it was half and half and it was a mixed bag when it come out. And some people say it was just an excuse for porn, not to fair. It's one easy Robbie McDowell regret doing this one. Out of all the films he's done, does he regret doing this film? And like I said, they made two edited versions. There was the soft version and there's the hardcore version where, like I say, they spice a lot of hardcore pornography in it just to market the film. But if I tell you the story of the real Caligula, it will not you sick. Some of the things he did, like there was a lung derm, he was a virgin, and he had his soldiers falling on the floor and gang rape her in front of the family, and then murdered her, strangled her to death, and he's laughing like it's something to be funny at. That was the real Caligula. That's a story, what was a true story. There's a lot of other things what Caligula did, what goes below than fucking fail. He was a complete and utter cold, evil bastard. That's putting it nice there. I thought this film doesn't actually show that. It's kind of just an excuse, and I'm going to repeat myself, it's an excuse for pornography. But for what it was back in 79, it's quite a good artistic film. It has some good artistic stuff in it. There's some good acting in it. Apart from we get past all the bonking and the torture scenes. It's not a bad film. Into them. I'll give it a 3 for the art. I can see there's some art in the film. So into them, be smart, be safe. See you later.